Welcome back to Northman Reviews, everyone, and we're going to look at Onslaught Reborn number 5 of 5. Now, I'm sorry, I couldn't find the actual issue to this, so I had to read it on the Marvel Universe app on my iPad. So it's going to be, hey, orient yourself. There we go. So here we go. We're going to read Onslaught number 5, and we're going to marvel at Rob Liefeld's artwork. And man, have I been wrong about Rob Liefeld my entire life. He is just a god amongst men when it comes to artists. He is just like the creme de la crop. There is nothing wrong at all with any of his art. There's the cover. I don't know who did the alternate cover to this. Because every single one had a cover by him and then an alternate cover by like Michael Turner or J. Scott Campbell, someone like that. So I don't know. We're gonna go through. So look at that face right there of Reed Richards. It's amazing. It doesn't look weird at all. It's great art here. I love it. Thor and him are yelling side, profile shots. There's just so much emotion there. Oh my gosh, look. It's not weird at all that she's just looking right at the camera and she's just kind of looking slightly up and he's just looking off into nowhere. That's not weird at all. This hand, that's not weird. Oh, and Thor's grabbing him. Look at the power. He's just gripping as hard as he can. It doesn't look like he's like daintily holding him around the neck and he's about to like hock a loogie into his own hand. That doesn't look like that at all, right? Oh, and look, again, it's not weird that these guys are just staring at you, grinning like lunatics all the time either, right? It all makes sense. It's great art. Courage. Jeff Loeb is writer, Rob Liefeld's artist, with Matt Yackey doing some great color work back here. And the colorist, obviously, he's just doing what he needs to do, but like there's plenty of backgrounds in here where the colorist doesn't need to put in some like clouds and stuff back here just to make it look in depth. No, like there's plenty of background that Rob Liefeld put in here. Everything looks good. And again, doesn't look weird that they're just all staring at us, right? And this fist of his doesn't look weird at all. It's just magical. Master doing his art here. Love it. So good. Again, typical, bread and butter. If it's nothing wrong with them just looking at you, just, have them look at you, straight at you. This isn't weird at all with this character who's definitely not Wolverine. Doesn't have a small, tiny head here. Everything is in proportion. And I'm sure that Rob Liefeld drew his entire leg down here. They wanted to, Reed Richards felt he had to kill Franklin Richards, and Loki was saying, like, yeah, you got to kill the kid to stop Onslaught. So that's the storyline going, right? What a revolting development. That's actually not a bad down shot of some buildings. There's some actual detail and time on that. It's not at all a shock that Rob Liefeld would put some time and effort into buildings. I'm not at all wondering if he did that or if somebody else did that. Staring right at us again, slightly up. Onslaught shows up. He throws him, and he definitely does. Oh, okay, he was caught right here. That makes sense. And he grabs him, puts him in a fantastic tub. Oh, there's just so much energy and action to this story. I love it. Such a good artist. Oh, wait, what? This totally makes sense, right? This Hawkeye guy that's definitely not Wolverine just shows up, and that's okay. I guess it is Wolverine. And he has a perfect looking hand here. Why can't I? That doesn't look weird at all, right? That looks perfectly fine. So Hawkeye was Wolverine. That's the big reveal. We're all supposed to be shocked at hearing this. But apparently this Wolverine is from not the Heroes Reborn universe, because the X-Men don't live there. His face looks like hamburger. That's on purpose, right? And he has a mouth, but no tongue. That's fine. There are no mutants on this world. Tell that to the Scarlet Witch, bub. And he's thrown here. And he knocks his helmet off. And Onslaught, I mean, if you look at this, there's never been an issue with Rob Liefeld showing, like, being consistent on the size of Onslaught. He's always drawn him the same exact way every single time. Right? And Wolverine, he falls down on what is obviously ground and hits a wall with plenty of detail and a perspective that makes sense. All right, the Avengers and the Fantastic Force come in. Wolverine was there, now he's here. He took off his weird Magneto helmet. And, okay. So these guys shoot at him. The hammer comes in. All that energy. It makes sense that it's in these tiny little bubbles here. These panels. And that shield hit him, but still ended up behind him because it's humongous. That arm right here is proper proportions, right? It doesn't look way too long for this Captain America. Oops. Still hamburger face, I guess. He will not be denied. Before my blood will run, the boy will die. Oh, just staring right at us again. That's fine, everyone. Don't worry about it. Onslaught looks like a little squirmy guy now. That there must be a reasonable, logical explanation for that. Oh, she's staring at us. That's totally fine. Where is she? I guess she's in the Fantastic car, obviously, on the Fantastic Tub, and hits Onslaught. See, look, he's he's the same size here. This monstrous guy is obviously the same size that he is here. He's just way in the background, right? He's not at all a normal sized person there, and then a monster here. Right? And he falls into the negative zone or something, and all makes sense. Oh, Bucky also went in there with him. Yeah. One chance to seal it off. Shoom. Closes the door. And look at the emotion on Captain America's face. Like, no one draws emotion on people's faces better than Rob Liefeld. Like, just the anguish in his face as he's yelling, no! I mean, most people would be like, he'd be like kind of maybe tears in his eyes and this look of shock and horror with his mouth agape. That's just too much. This is the perfect amount of emotion needed. And this here, too, with his, America's ass back here, it doesn't look like he's just, like, trying to thrust his hips into something. He's slamming this. Look at all the energy and action that he can put into this, where Captain America is, I guess, trying to pry open this door. But he gave up. Whatever solace may give to thee, I know that Hela will welcome Bucky with open arms. Ugh. America's pissed. Okay. And there's a monument to little Bucky Barnes, Ricky Bucky Barnes. And no one's looking at this. They're just, posing up a storm, a Johnny storm. Wolverine's like, how the fuck do I get back to where I'm supposed to be? And I guess the dialogue is from Bucky because she talked about how she died, but she didn't Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. And Franklin is from the regular universe. This isn't their Franklin, right? And they say their goodbyes to him. She's staring at us like, oh, look at how sad I am. And I think the colorist had to put like, she's sad, right? So we got to put some tears in there, right? Rob Liefeld, he usually does that. He definitely didn't forget in any of these. Look at the emotion that he draws on them. Mm-hmm. And then back in the 616 universe, they're running around this corner. Look at all the technological detail they put in this. Not just random like squares and rectangles and Tetris pieces. It looks like a real hallway that a real person would be standing in. And they find Franklin back in his bed. He's safe. And the negative zone, there's Onslaught, not looking dumb or boring or a horrible design. Looks fine. Area 41, whatever that is. What is this place? No one knows. And then Bucky. She died to save the world. She's not really surprised. She's in the 616 universe, so she just changed universes. That's fine. That's cool. Gotta find Cap. Oh, but Captain America's dead because of the Civil War. What? The end for Sam. So there it is. To be fair, I think we all get what I'm doing here, right? With the Rob Liefeld art. I'm going to go back and look at some of this really quick. Like there's... I made the decision to not have a Rob Liefeld bashing video because there are some people like, they're fans of his and they say like, oh, you just don't understand. So yes, I was being facetious, but this issue actually isn't as bad as most of his stuff. Like, it's not great. There's no backgrounds on any of this, but like that pose of Thor is kind of cool. This isn't too bad of a cover. I mean, all of this is kind of fine. They are looking and staring at each other, like just profile shots and face on, like head on shots. No fucking backgrounds. I mean, the way he draws fists, like what is going on here? Is that like look at, like, right? Maybe he just has a weird fist. And that's how they all look. But most of this is fine. That's not too bad. I mean, it makes no sense. It's hard to tell what's going on here. The thing looks cool here. The face looks kind of not bad. Some of the action is hard to tell what is going on here. Again, it's just like lines and who did this? Did he draw these lines in here or did the colorist do this? Right? Wolverine shows up out of nowhere. That's kind of cool. That reminds me of like when he first drew that Wolverine, What If Wolverine Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. for whatever reason. His hand there, not so great. This isn't too terribly bad. Like, he looks kind of lifeless and like he's doing a plank or something. Like he's just stiff as a board. But that's kind of cool. There's some energy to it in the pose of him being thrown, like the thing throwing him. That all kind of works. I actually don't mind any of that. I am colorblind, but does his flesh and the color of whatever he's wearing up here look exactly the same? So he's just wearing these things here. That's just me. I mean, the size of Onslaught has always never been consistent with him throughout this entire book. So this is just kind of silly. This is all kind of fine. His arm does look a little elongated here. Why is Wolverine suddenly here? These guys are fine for the most part. All the action, like they do the big, like Rob Liefeld will never draw like a cool action scene. He puts them in these tiny panels because he has to do these money shots. This is like the worst version of Onslaught I've ever seen. I'd have to go back and look through like some of the original shots of him that when he was drawn by Andy Kubert when he first appeared. He looked cool and menacing. Here he just looks like a jackass with hamburger face. No backgrounds, no backgrounds, no backgrounds. I mean, this is kind of, it's fine. You get what's going on. Like, what is this steering wheel? It's like a kid toy steering wheel. And then he's like humongous here. Does he just changing size constantly? Close the door. That's kind of a cool shot of Wolverine right there, honestly. I kind of like that. If Thing. Captain America's not fine. Like, he should be yelling. Like, he's like, yeah, with his teeth clenched. And then this shot, it's... you get he's trying to, like, bang it in, but there's just no action lines. There's no energy to it. This is all fine, I suppose. Another money shot. They're just, posing and looking at nothing. But the tilting of it is okay. Like, I wanted to bash this comic. Like, my intention was like, all right, the final one, I'm just going to not bash it, but just say, like, how great it is when everyone knows it's not that great. But, like, there wasn't a lot for me to, like, make that point of. I was kind of disappointed in my own gimmick. Again, with the backgrounds. But this shot of the Thing looks kind of cool. And busting through this door, and there's actually some kind of detail from there. And negative zone, whatever, space rocks, that's easy. Boring design. Some backgrounds here, because there's only a colorist, and he's the artist, so I guess I don't know if I guess he didn't ink himself. Was this just pencils? But, like, there's actual, like, look, there is some background and people here. Look at that. This is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on there. It's a newspaper stand, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that's all kind of cool. That makes sense. I feel like Jeff Lowe, as the writer, really kind of, like, made this story better. And I wish they would have gotten a different artist on it. But anyway, there's the end. Onslaught Reborn number 5 with Rob, fuck you, Liefeld, because he don't give a flying about anything. So, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you have a good day. And as always, I will see you in the next video.